Hello. If you know this video, this is Braxophone's YouTube channel, and this video is screw that. This video is Acheron is amazing, but there's a problem. She needs her lightcone. Now, in my opinion, I believe that she doesn't necessarily need her lightcone. Like before putting her lightcone on her, she was doing like 300 to 500,000 damage, and I think that is still pretty good. The only problem is with her lightcone, she does 900,000 damage plus, which is ridiculous. But people are kind of saying it wrong. Like she does need her lightcone, and that it makes her regenerate energy to do her ultimate faster, which I cannot understand that. But still, she still does a crack amount of damage for DPS to begin with, so I don't think it's too much of an issue. So let's get into this video because I heard that if you react to this video in any way, you can get copy strike. So let's play that game, Hoyoverse.
Oh baby, poor Yansheng is about to be removed from this planet. 163k.
Okay, 163k. No, this is with the signature lightcone, which I will be getting the signature lightcone and as well.
Okay. 336k. 500k. Boom! 900k damage on E0. Dude, I have the craziest surprise for you guys, of all time.
Unrelated issue. This banner is ridiculous because I didn't get Jingliu either. So when Jingliu is coming around, I have to get her. So my bank account is going to be crying after this because I have to get Acheron, I have to get her Lycone, and I have to get Jingliu. I don't know if I need to get Jingliu and Lycone. I probably won't, but we'll see, depending on how crack it is.
By of all time, I mean probably just today on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever you're watching this. We got early access to Acheron. Weverse was kind enough to share their creator experience server, which to my knowledge is just gonna let me get to try things out a little bit early and then show them to you guys, and I'm really excited about it. Now, the one thing...
The issue with this is, and why a lot of people are upset about this, is because by Hoyoverse doing this, they're basically allowing only certain content creators to benefit from getting free views. Like you're gonna get a lot of views for posting a highly anticipated character earlier than all the other content creators can get to post it. And the reason why they made this change is because of the rumors that was going around that Acheron is going to suck without her Lycone. Now, in my opinion, I don't believe that is the case because the damage that she does without her Lycone is still insane. So it's kind of like hard to say that she is not going to be powerful without the Lycone when what she's doing without the Lycone is basically what any other DPS character is doing with their signature Lycone. And with her signature Lycone, she's doing far more damage, which I believe that is fair and honest, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with making a signature Lycone make the character that insane, to be honest. Because she is basically what we call the Raiden of Hoyoverse, and Raidens are always cracked. Raiden main in Honkai Impact 3rd is cracked. Raiden Shogun in Genshin Impact is cracked. And there's reason why this one is cracked in this game. And in Genshin Impact, I have Raiden Shogun and I have her signature weapon. So I have to get Acheron and Acheron's signature Lycone.
I do need to let you guys know is that, of course, all this is actually still subject to change. There's still a week before Acheron comes out as of me making this video, and because of that, some things could get tweaked. So these are going to be my initial impressions based off of this early version of Acheron, but things could change. So stay tuned for my guide video. That's going to have everything fully up to date, fully correct, and everything you need to know. So one thing I need to let you guys know as well is that if you re-upload this content, it can be taken down by Hoyoverse. So be careful out there. I don't recommend re-uploading my content. I don't mind people reacting to it. I don't mind people watching it, but just know that that risk is there. Anyway, so let's talk about Acheron.
Okay, so Braxophone is not the only person that got this free views, basically, because he got like a ton of views on this. He got a ton of views on this, I can tell you that for sure. But the problem is, well, he's the only one that actually go into the details of her kit. The other ones were just yapping for minutes upon minutes, squeezing the living daylight out of this golden opportunity that they get. And the main problem that everybody has with this is that it's going to be unfair to everybody else if you're going to only be giving selected people this opportunity to get hundreds of thousands of views. And by the time everybody else get access to this character and they can make their theory crafts and best builds and stuff like that, these few individuals, these selected few, are going to already make that video way before they even get a chance to even do it, which by that point it will end up being pointless because you already know how the character is built, what you need on the character already from the selected few that Hoyoverse choose to show you guys how the character is built, which that is the scummy part about it, and I'm fully against it as well.
Acheron's got a couple really cool things going for her, and I'm sure most of you guys saw her ultimate ability. This character has one of my favorite designs of all of the Hoyoverse characters that we've seen so far, and specifically when it comes to her actual combat, she is...
Okay, so this is a reaction video, so I should at least do some reaction. So her design, I really like it. The necklace that you see on her, it looks like kind of like a shark, like a shark opening its mouth to bite on something. It really looks cool. Her chest is, it's not the best, but it's still pretty good. And her design, the white and blue and the red, I know it intertwines, and how she changed her hair. She really feels like a 5-star character, and I like that. I've other games like Genshin Impact, which released a 4-star character as a 5-star, Shiori. In my opinion, that girl is a 4-star character. Sorry, I got a message. The first time I saw her, I thought that's a 4-star character, and I'm surprised that Shiori is a 5-star character. It befuddles me, but I don't want to go off topic.
Unlike any other character in the game. So you probably heard what she does from the live stream, but now I'm going to give you the in-depth first look at everything Acheron. Basically, the way Acheron works is that she actually has a very special mechanic with her energy. Instead of having a regular energy bank, she has these sort of stacks, and these stacks are called /dream. Now, once you get up to 9 /dream stacks, you can activate her ultimate, which is going to deal a set amount of damage based on the amount of Crimson Knot stacks you have and your build, of course. So there's a couple different ways to get /dream stacks. One of them is by using her skill. Her skill will grant 1 point of /dream, whereas her basic will not. So you don't want to use her basic attack. It's also going to be blast damage, so it's going to hit 3 targets. And the second way to get /dream is whenever an enemy gets a debuff on them, it's going to give you 1 /dream stack. Now, because Acheron's signature lightcone, which we don't have equipped right now, also gives a debuff, that can also count towards her stacks. However, this doesn't work for other characters. The reason is that whenever any unit inflicts debuffs on an enemy target using their ability, she'll gain a stack. And this can apply to like Pela if you use Pela's skill and it applies the ice res from her Eidolon.
I forgot about this part of the video. He mentioned it good, but it kind of messed up a part of it. Now, it's not just our players on the team like Pela or Kafka, Black Swan, or anybody that can inflict a debuff. It's also the enemy themselves. If the enemy die beside somebody and then inflict like a weakness break or a debuff on that enemy, that also counts as a stack of /dreams for Acheron, which I didn't think he really mentioned that, but you need to know about that.
or it can
So I don't think she will have too much issues with building up her ultimate very fast.
apply to like Quinifin with some of her debuffs or her dots. They will get 1 stack, and it's limited to 1 stack per ability.
But her design is really nice. Like even the katana is like ridiculously long. I don't think it would be usable realistically, but we have to remember that this is not a realistic game, so anything goes. And I'm just even now noticing that on her scarf there's like a, it kind of looked like a Joker's face or something like that. Or it could be a reference to being a hunter or something like that, probably.
Usage. However, if she has her signature light cone that can also give a debuff, that is 1 stack from the light cone, but it's also 1 stack from her skill that says gain 1 point. Now, if you use Pela's skill that applies ice res shred and also have the defense shredding light cone on her, it will still only give 1 stack. And the reason is because her skill, Pela's skill, does not say gives Acheron 1 stack. Pela's skill just does what Pela's skill does. So effectively you can only get 1 per action, but if you have her light cone, she gains 1 by default, and the light cone can add another one. That also means that if you run the defense shredding one, Resolution Shrines as Pearls of Sweat on Acheron here, it can also give her 2 stacks as well. Something else that's really important to know is that if you break an enemy with this, it also counts as a debuff. So that debuff can add to another stack. So let's go ahead and use her skill, and we're gonna get 1 stack, as you can see here, because we don't have her signature.
Okay, her skill. I heard people talking about her skill looks like an ultimate. Not really. Like, it kind of looked like Seely's ultimate a little bit, but it's still a skill. But to be honest, it's one of the best looking skills, to be honest. So I can understand that.
However, if we had her signature, it would have gone up to 2 stacks. This also means that she has been
Okay, he's gonna say the same thing, but you see that TV stuff right there, and its main mechanic is to like drain you of your energy. It can't be affected. Acheron cannot be affected by this, which makes Acheron insanely powerful against enemies that will end up draining your energy. I only know of the TV. I don't remember if there's any other enemies that will drain your energy bar, but this is great.
basically unaffected by energy mechanics in general. So using Silverwolf's Nihility Light Cone isn't going to do anything for her. So I'm going to go ahead and do this again, 8 stacks. And now we're going to go ahead and get our 9th stack here. And as you can see, we are...
I got another message again. Okay, so he's doing like 14,000 damage, but this is the you have to remember that he's just playing him with Acheron and just Fushon. So he's not boosting the character the way the character should be boosted, which in terms you should have 2 debuffers minimum. Until you get E2, you only need 1.
completely full. Let's go ahead and use their ultimate. And
This ultimate is really cool because it kind of separates her in another kind of domain that's separate, because you realize that Fushon is no longer there, so it's just her and the enemies in front of her. Look at that TV smiling over there, but he's gonna get annihilated right now, which is insane. Let's see how much damage she does.
God, that is nasty. I love that. This whole like domain
Sorry to pause again, but her blade look amazing too, bro. And the way she holds it too, she's like ready to tear them apart.
expansion thing she has going on is so sick. So basically you have 3 slashes, and they are weak to lightning, so you can't really tell, but each slash is going to take out a chunk of toughness regardless of the enemy's type. So you can actually break an enemy regardless of the typing that they have, and it's pretty disgusting. Now, the way her mechanics...
Okay, that is actually really insane. The other unit we have that can do that is Rei, and I use her a lot. So this mechanic is amazing. This means that you can run her like to just brute force anything. Like if you elemental coverage is very important in this game. So having that mechanic, that can it would be insane. And to leak things a little further on, something I think is in her Eidolon or a skill that will make it that I think it's her Eidolon that make it that every single attack she does will basically do weakness break or to any single enemy whatsoever, regardless if they're weak to the element, lightning element or not, which is insane. Like, I think this may be the only character I will ever see six because of how broken that Eidolon is, to be honest.
Work is that every single one of her slashes that she does, she's gonna do 3 slashes and then a finishing move. Is that every
Okay, let me explain this so it looks like I'm doing something in this video. Now, do you see that little red thing on top of that dinosaur over there? That is the slash dream stacks. So you or whatever you call it. I don't remember it. My ADHD. But every single time they attack, she takes off up to 3 of those debuffs on. Now, I don't think any of it was on the TV, so if he wants to do the maximum damage, he will just hit the dinosaur 3 times. Now let's see what he does.
slash she does can take away up to 3 of these crimson knots, which are these flowers up above.
Okay, so they call Crimson Knot. I'll try to remember from now on.
For every crimson knot stack that goes away when you use one of these slashes, it's going to increase the multiplier of the attack itself. So I'm gonna go and use this. It's gonna bring it down to 6 and dish out some pretty okay
So
damage.
you
Keep in mind we're unbuffed
again?
right now. That's 12.5k, and then he's down to 6. Now we're gonna do it again. Now we're about 31k. That's just crit variance. Down to 3 stacks, and then we're gonna do the 3rd and final slash. Boom. And then the 4th finishing
90.
slash. So as you can see, all of the crimson knot
Now
stacks are gone.
don't take it as like that is like a maximum damage that he can do, because in this showcase that he's doing right now, she is very much not really supported. To be honest, it's just her and like Fushan, which is not really the best team to be playing. But we get into that later on.
Second, why does she have an extra stack here? That's kind of weird. Well, she actually has sort of an overcap mechanic, and that's going to be the next thing we're going to talk about. So basically, Acheron has this mechanic where if you go over to her abilities and look at her technique thing, it's hidden away in techniques. It's called Quadrivalent Ascendance, and after using her ultimate, she gains 1 point of slash stream and inflicts 1 stack of Crimson Knot on a single random enemy. Now, this seems
Okay,
like
so
not...
that is basically the same thing that Dre has when after she attacks, she'll get a certain amount of it back. And that is the counts to her follow-up attack, which will break... Which would... She's basically still like Shrey. Her kit is almost exactly like Shrey, to be honest.
a huge deal. Basically, it just means, oh, you get 1 point back. But it's actually more than that. Because if you go to her talent and you scroll down to some of her traces, she has a trace that makes it so when the battle starts, she immediately gains 5 points of Slash Dream, which you could see earlier, and applies 5 stacks of Crimson Knot to a random enemy. And then when Slash Dream reaches its upper limit, for every single point of Slash Dream that you have that goes over, you gain 1 stack of Quadrivalent.
That trace is going to be cracked. So, I'm thinking about this logically. Like, okay. So, if I run her, which I'm going to be running her, Kafka, Black Swan, and a sustainer, let's say Fushan. Now, she's going to start off at 5. And then probably her attack is going to bring it up to 6. Black Swan, I'll do Black Swan basic attack, which will bring it up to 7. Then Kafka would follow up with her attack, which will put it up to 8. Then I'll do Kafka skill, which will do it up to 9. And then she'll likely have her ultimate up in the first turn. So that is how insane this is. So this is without the lightcone. With the lightcone, it's probably even faster. But so she could easily get her ultimate up in the first turn, and that is likely the team that I'm gonna be running, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be Acheron, Kafka, Black Swan, Sparkle. I'm not sure if I would run Sparkle. Maybe not. I'll try Sparkle, I'll try Run Me, and I'll try Fruit Run because my idea is I'm planning to kill anything before it even attacks me. So
up to maximum of 3. So you can actually overcap on 3 stacks of her energy and give it back to her after she uses her ultimate, which is super awesome. Basically, if you're driving her with a